You mentioned earlier the situation with the gentleman that found a solution to eliminate a couple of positions on each side and save 20% on payroll. I want to ask you something that's not necessarily related, but I think a lot of companies are actually trying this. They're thinking this is an opportunity for us to operate better and actually save on a human component. And that's centralization, right? Centralization is one of the hottest topics. I wanted to ask you first, do you think that the centralization is actually a real thing at an institutional property management level? Is it just a buzzword? Is it a combination, like somewhere in between? And what's your personal take on centralization?
So I've been hearing about the fantasy of centralization for about 3 years now. And when I push, and the big boys and girls, they're like, well, we're trying it in this market. And it's only if you use this software, and it's only if you agree to do these things. And it might save you 10% on one position. Okay. We're not talking an across the board payroll sort of deduction. I will say where I think you could make the business case logically to me that might be a good idea would be in the back office piece, which would be the assistant manager role in my mind. The administrative component to that does not require a lot of in-person, although it can, depending on the asset profile and, the rental payment. But, I think you could do a bulk of that piece of the work from a centralized location. I come back to the customer experience, and we are not pioneers in the centralization idea. There are huge individual or big owners of single family homes that have essentially a centralized operation by which they lease these homes and they maintain these homes, but they don't have an office for each home. The response time is slow. The experience is not great. You understand that from the get-go. It's sort of like, okay, well, I've got to schedule an appointment. My residents' expectations aren't about that. Now, understand there's some asset classes where that may be different. So I'm going to provide less and save a little bit of money doesn't seem to align well with brand new multifamily development construction type assets. It's sort of like showing up at the luxury hotel and saying, okay, well, I can't check you in right now, but if you come in 2 hours later, there might be somebody here that can help you. And if they're here, they're going to be running here from somewhere else, and they're going to be tired, they're going to be hot, they're going to be sweaty, and the experience is not going to be great. Well, I would love to think from a financial perspective that we will make strides in that arena. And I definitely think that we will make strides in the AI piece of potential solutions to troubleshooting communications and interaction with residents. I think the people piece being centralized, I think we still got a long way to go before we get there.